Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more battles from the Metrocon 2010 Pokemon Tournament. So I recently showed the finals, me versus Berto, kind of building up the legacy all this time. But you guys said you wanted to see more battles, so let's go way back in time to my first battle of the tournament. And this is going to be on Pokemon Battle Revolution. Now, I honestly really want to see a Battle Revolution-like game for the Nintendo Switch. I mean, these graphics hold up even today, I feel. So this tournament had a 3v3 single battle format, and then in the finals it was like the epic 6v6. So that's where me and Berto showed down. But I was kind of nervous right now. You know, I had a little bit of a legacy to build up to hold up to after the 2009 tournament, and that's going to be Shadow Ball onto Infernape, gets the crit. Focus Sash kind of means it doesn't matter, and then he goes for these Stealth Rocks, and that's everything my Frostlass could ever want in life. Is that with that Stealth Rocks, I'm going to be able to get the 2-hit KO onto the Infernape, so crit kind of didn't matter. And that's why I really like the Frostlass in the 3v3 format back then as well. That Frostlass comes in, you know, does a 2-hit KO onto the opponent, goes for the Destiny Bond, and then just kind of makes it a 2v1 from there. And that's a very good position to be in any kind of Pokemon battle. So the Frostlass lead was pretty safe back then. And since I saw the Infernape on his team, I didn't want to go and bring out the Snorlax into the Infernape. So now it's going to be the Weavile. And there's a couple of ways I can deal with this Weavile. That what I could do is like throw out the Destiny Bond, try to get a little bit of damage, and see if he goes to like KO himself on the delayed turn Destiny Bond. Because back then, this is almost 7 years ago, people kept falling for that, like the priority into Destiny Bond or outspeeding into Destiny Bond, that it applies until the next time you attack. So it could lead to some pretty interesting situations. And he's going to throw down the Night Slash though. So Night Slash on the Rhyperior. I go for the switch. I just tank it with that insane amount of defense. And then also I don't really care about these Stealth Rocks too much. So that works out pretty well. And then I could just go for the Earthquake and get insane damage onto the Weavile. So we're going to see how that works out. I actually haven't watched these videos. That for the Berto one, I watched that one and then I came up with the commentary for the video, but I'm doing these more live. I don't remember how I played 7 years ago, so it's kind of really fun to see how the battles ended up playing out. So Night Slash, good amount of damage, not going to be enough though, and my Citrus Berry just means Rhyperior gets even tankier. So I come in with the Earthquake onto the Weavile, and that's going to be enough to KO Weavile. Rhyperior is just such a beast. It is and was and is amazing. Like, back in the 6th generation, absolute monster. So, we're picking up a lot of KOs on this tournament off of the Rhyperior. So, already, 3v1 in the first round of the Pokemon Tournament. Starting to feel a bit more confident. It's going to be Rhyperior versus Dragonite. No multi-scale on the Dragonite back in these days. So, it was a good day to just kind of play Pokemon. And I feel like this is going to be my Ice Fang moment on the Dragonite. Let's see what he goes for. That's another thing, like, I just had so many responses, like, okay, if Rhyperior goes down, like, say it was an, oh yeah, Superpower, okay, Superpower probably KOs the Rhyperior then. So let's see the Superpower, oh, critical hit, definitely, Rhyperior goes down. So I imagine, like, the commentary from the crowd just, oh, every time you see the crit, but now defense drops, attack drops, not going to be good for that Dragonite in the late game, and that Frostlass. Now, Sash is going to get broken, but I'm still going to have that outspeed, and then Ice Beam is insane damage. Then we see the Life Orb from his Dragonite, so massive boosting right there, and that's Frostlass. So, I felt so confident. Like, me and my Frostlass, we were unstoppable back then. It's just, okay, I outspeed a lot of Pokemon in the game. Like, Garchomp, that was like one of the crucial outspeeds, and then you just crush everything on an Ice Beam. So, there we go, and that's why I love this game, you know, the animations were clean and brutal. Throw down the high five or the handshake, and then, yeah, that's going to be round 1. So, kind of setting up for the finals right now. Feeling good about the Metrocon Tournament. So, let's go into my second battle. And this was absolute destruction from the beginning. The guy had a mono ice team, so he actually made it, you know, he got his first win in the tournament, then took it a little further, but I lead with the Typhlosion, and that's just Scarf Eruption for days. So, going to be a pretty bad day for the opponent, especially with the Abomasnow. He does get the Hail Down, so slight eruption damage getting withered away. I don't have to worry about Focus Sash or anything like that. So that was just kind of like, I saw the team, I led Typhlosion, and they're just kind of like, whoops, GG, his tournament's done. Crit, so much overkill Crit didn't matter though, but still, like, just massive amount of damage right there. And then the Abomasnow goes down on the first turn just like that. As you can see, it's only a 2-minute and 30-second video, and all this is live recording. It's not like some kind of a battle video or we cut ahead or anything. That this was just like the pace of Pokemon Battle Revolution actually going by pretty quick and pretty respectively. So you're able to do like a full tournament within the span of a few hours. Really just command times that you have to stall for. And yeah, actually this is like one of the battles I remember the most. Like I don't remember the first battle and I don't remember the next battle too much. But just kind of like when you run into a Mono Ice and you bring the Scarf Typhlosion, that's going to be it. But he has the Frostlass. And the Shiny Frostlass looking good back in the day. So I knew that was going to be problems for Typhlosion. Because, yeah, Frostlass has the outspeed, so he at least has a response to my absolute dunk right here. And he's going to go for that Shadow Ball. So getting the stab damage, going for the neutral. Typhlosion takes a solid hit. And that's going to leave me with less damage on the Eruption, but still super effective. Solid enough base power. And that actually is enough to KO the Frostlass. I thought it wasn't, but yeah. So Frostlass goes down. Still a pretty frail Pokemon. And that's what I mean. This was like just the quick 3-0 GG. Taking the damage from Frostlass kind of had me a little worried, but I still had 2 other Pokemon. Snorlax really likes going up against Hail teams as well. Like Snorlax versus Regice, I actually remember that matchup pretty fondly because my brother back in the 4th generation, Ace Trainer Troy, running the Regice all the time, and it was just pretty much I would do enough setup and then it wouldn't matter. But we get the crit on the Eruption. So the game just kind of assumed it was over and handed me that crit at the end and giving it the GG right there. So actually, I got like I got a lot of interesting luck in this tournament that, you know, I got the crit against Berto, I got the crit for the first move of the tournament, and then I got 2 more crits in that battle. Now, I don't think the crits mattered too much, but it's got like this game is handing me a lot of weirdness. So now we're into the next battle, and this is like where the camera was running out of memory, or just after recording for so long, it was just like losing quality steadily. So he goes for the Hydro Pump, and that's going to miss my Metagross on the first turn, and I just went straight Explosion. So I don't think that mattered at all. Wait, was that first turn? Yeah, it like showed the health already at 0. So yeah, there we go. So I just lead Metagross. I go for, okay, like he could just kind of hit me with something. Metagross is going to survive, and then I trade for the 1-for-1. So now we're in a 2v2 scenario, and I'm still feeling confident. Like that was the kind of play I did back then. Little gambly, little crazy, but I decided that, okay, I have the right tools for the job. So this is going to be the Frostlass 2v1 in Frostlass. I can play it like that, and I knew I had Snorlax on standby. Sends Frostlass into the Flygon, and this is 4th generation Flygon. He doesn't really have too many tools up his sleeve to deal with too much. Even with Scarfed, I outspeed, I hit the Ice Beam, and he goes for the Fire Blast. So Fire Blast lands onto the Frostlass, super effective, but doesn't even have enough to KO me, and then that is going to be the Ice Beam response right there. So, critical hit. Another crit! Like, I feel like the RNG on Battle Revolution was just a little overtuned. But crit doesn't matter on that 4-time super effective from the Frostlass. Man, I had a ridiculous tournament back then. And crits were a lot more brutal, too. They did double the damage. And then it's the Infernape. So, Infernape can kind of come in. I guess he had Bullet Punch as an egg move back in the day. But then it's also just like Ice Beam, whatever. So actually, no, I used the Destiny Bond. So I still get the outspeed, throw down the Destiny Bond onto the Infernape. And that's kind of why I just kept going into the Frostlass. So that's going to be Flare Blitz with the Infernape. And super effective, but doesn't matter because Destiny Bond will take him down. And he takes slight amount of damage from the recoil and then KOs himself just like that. So I was kind of worried until I wasn't, was I guess the moral of that battle. That, you know, Frostlass always treat me well. Like I said, turning those 3v3s into 2v1s. Getting really good trades back in the day. And then, yeah, in my last Pokemon, I think if I did bring Snorlax, I would have been quite worried about the close combat. So then I was like, alright, Berto's next. I'm gonna get him. And then you can see a little bit of my Silver cosplay. You know, I have like the red stripe coming down. I have like the little red markings and stuff. So yeah, guys, those are the other battles from the Metrocon Tournament. And we can look at some of these other ones. You know, we have like a 7-minute battle, we have 5-minute, 6-minute battle, 6.5-minute battle. So I just, like, whenever I showed up, I just cleaned people out super quick. That was just another aspect of the Frostlass. And even like Snorlax back in the day. there wasn't as much stall in the Pokemon metagame in the 4th generation, so, like, unless you saw a Gliscor or a Skarmory combo, I remember one guy at the 2009 tournament, he actually had, like, a Skarmory shirt. He made his own shirt. It was, like, a Blissey egg with Skarmory wings coming out. I don't even know if that was, like, a major thing for that shirt to exist back then, but he was, like, he was the worry. I think someone took him out in this tournament, and then I was able to just kind of, like, roll on through, because Snorlax, you know, you stockpile a couple times, you belly drum, then everything dies. I think that's why I was running Fire Punch on my Snorlax back then, mostly for the Skarmory. Let's actually, like, have a prettier looking scene while I do, like, my final commentary on this one. So yeah, I just kind of showed up. Frostlass made the battle super quick. Metagross would even expedite it more. So yeah, we had Explosion and then Destiny Bond. So it was pretty much my 2 Pokemon take out their 3, and then Snorlax or Typhlosion can come in and save the day if needed. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So if you guys enjoyed these battles, hope you guys like this blast from the past. I really missed the Pokemon battling of 4th generation. I feel like the 5th generation really messed up the metagame. 6th generation introduced too much toxicity, and then it just kind of got worse from there, with 7th generation being the generation of cheating. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.